the PC gaming community is one of the most toxic communities out there, and it comes down to three main points, which is pre-built PCs, console gamers, and what I think is an insecurity within the PC community. So let's get into it. But before you disagree and start saying it's only the PC master race, it's not everyone, it's a small amount of people, look at these comments from my short yesterday before I went work for simply stating my opinion. There was no defense for the PC gaming community itself. It was a lot of insults though, and a lot of superiority talking. And that leads me to my first point, which is, why do the PC community hate people who use pre-built systems? Right, not everybody wants to build a PC, right? It's long, it takes effort, and it's a skill at the end of the day. You have to learn it. Some people just want to get a pre-built system to, get into PC gaming. But so often I have found when people do get pre-built, people tend to make fun out of them or micromanage their money. And that's what annoys me the most. So they might say, I got this really good pre-built PC, it cost $1,000, whatever. Someone will comment, well, I only spent $700 and I've got a better GPU, CPU, and I can run GTA 5 at 20 frames quicker than you. I can go max settings on Warzone, you can only go high settings. Ho ho. It's like, who cares how many FPS you get? A little side rant. Why is it the PC community is obsessed with benchmarking? I am convinced about 90% of the time, you guys are just benchmarking games versus actually playing the games. We get it. The game runs at 100 FPS. There was millions of websites that could tell me that. I could just check out my specifications. You do not need to micromanage people's money, and you do not need to keep caring about FPS or graphic settings for like 80% of the gaming experience. And another little side note, since when was 30 FPS unplayable? Like, am I stupid or something? But I play GTA 5 on my 360, despite having it on a PC that can actually run at max settings at 60 FPS. Just because I prefer the feel of the 360, it's just a preference, right? And yeah, I just really don't understand it. It just boggles my mind, like, why micromanage other people's money? And why even care about the FPS? But the micromanaging money is so annoying because good for you. You built your own. Of course it's cheaper. I mean, it's common sense, right? And the next one links to pre-built and it's console players. But with this, instead of like micromanaging money, which is still there, that's still a big issue, do not get me wrong. But versus just micromanaging money, this is like where the superiority complex comes in.
PC master race. PC master race, yeah. PC master race.
Like, it's hard to put into words, but go on like comments of PC videos on Reddit communities, and you will see the absolute hatred towards console players. It's kind of like how skateboarders hate scooterers. It's that kind of dynamic there. But I think part of it comes down to, we've always had Xbox versus PlayStation, but yet PC were never involved in that. So kind of like the middle child have forced themselves into the argument when no one really gives a fuck, mate. I'm going to be honest. But it's just a hatred, like it's a genuine hatred for people who play on console. And why is the ice cream man coming at 8 at night? Anyway, yeah, it's just really fucking weird because yes, I'm on console. That doesn't mean I can't afford a PC. That doesn't mean I'm poor. That doesn't mean I don't have a PC. That doesn't mean I have no money, no friends. Like, the reaches people will make is crazy. And I just really don't get why you hate people who play on console. Not everybody cares about modding games. Some people just find an Xbox or PlayStation easier to navigate. Some people are older. Some people are too young to want to figure out how to run a PC, because it's different running a PC to an Xbox. But my third point is, right, that kind of cut off way too quick for my liking. I'm not good at like little transition periods. But my third and final point, right, is that I think they have an inferiority like mindset. So they portray a superiority complex onto other people to like boost their ego. I don't know if I worded that good, but basically, in real life, I think a lot of these people surely don't have jobs, and rely on like mummy and daddy's money, because the kind of people in this community seem like a bunch of 10-year-olds, I'm gonna be honest. So I think they feel because they have something more expensive that they can now boost their ego by, letting everyone else know, but really in their own life, they're probably miserable bastards. Because, right, I'm not saying everyone who's a hater online is like some jealous or miserable, depressed person, but when you start micromanaging money and boasting about how much money you have and then putting down other people for their job, which happened to me in my YouTube short, I'll put the comment on screen now. When that kind of shit starts happening, you must be immature, you must be a child, because why? Like, you must feel inferior in real life, so online you kind of try and boost your ego, is what I'm trying to say. Because, like, if in real life you actually have money that is your own, and you have enough money to comfortably spend, you shouldn't feel the need to micromanage everyone else's money. Now, of course, there might be a chance that they do have a lot of money, and that they are rich, and they're still micromanaging people's money. In that case, you are just a prick. Simple as that. You are just a prick. If you actually have the money, but still down people, you're a prick. No less of a prick than if you don't have the money and mummy and daddy paid for it. But, same level of prickiness. Like, you're both pricks because you're both micromanaging money, both putting other people down and making assumptions about other people who might even have more money than you, but just don't want to spend it on a PC. I think a lot of the time they forget, for a lot of people as well, spending thousands of pounds, like upgrading, building, or whatever it may be, isn't like viable for most people. People have kids, have jobs, have responsibilities. Like, we are not all jobless. We are not all relying on mummy and daddy to pay for us. So yeah, just stop with this superiority complex, because it is really annoying and I just fucking can't stand it. The PC gaming community is just so toxic.